Morrigan, the enigmatic Witch of the Wilds. Raised in isolation, shrouded in mystery and wielding formidable magic, Morrigan's journey is a tapestry of power, survival, and complex relationships. From her mysterious upbringing to her pivotal role in the fight against the Blight, Morrigan's story is rich with intrigue and moral ambiguity. Morrigan's story begins in the Korcari Wilds, a dangerous and untamed land in the southern edge of Ferelden. She is the daughter of Flemeth, the legendary Witch of the Wilds, a figure shrouded in myth, said to have lived for centuries and borne countless daughters. Flemeth raised Morrigan in near-total isolation, instilling in her a deep distrust of humankind. She forbade Morrigan from venturing into settlements, claiming the outside world would only seek to exploit or destroy them. Morrigan grew up in harmony with nature, finding solace among the wild animals and the untamed beauty of the Korcari Wilds. Her shape-shifting abilities, taught to her by Flemeth, allowed her to adopt the forms of animals, blending seamlessly with her environment. Yet, despite her mother's warnings, Morrigan's curiosity about humanity couldn't be suppressed. Occasionally, Morrigan ventured into nearby villages, observing people and questioning those who intrigued her. However, her forays into civilization often left her disillusioned. The nuances of human interactions baffled her, and she eventually abandoned her attempts to understand society, returning to the wilds and vowing never to leave again. This combination of isolation, curiosity, and disillusionment shaped Morrigan's pragmatic and self-reliant worldview, emphasizing power and survival over fleeting emotions or connections. Morrigan's first significant step into the outer world occurs during the events of the Fifth Blight. While journeying into the Korcari Wilds to retrieve documents crucial for their joining, the Warden and Alistair encounter Morrigan. Initially observing them in the form of an animal, Morrigan reveals herself and leads them to Flemeth. Her mother, aware of the rising threat of the Blight, entrusts the ancient Grey Warden treaties to the Warden and insists that Morrigan join their mission to stop the Archdemon. For Morrigan, this was an unexpected turn of events. Though she had always intended to leave the wilds, eventually to explore the world, she hadn't imagined it would be at her mother's insistence or tied to such a dire cause. After the catastrophic Battle of Ostagar, Morrigan aids in nursing the Warden and Alistair back to health, solidifying her place in their group. As a companion, Morrigan brings her sharp wit and unparalleled magic prowess. However, her self-serving philosophy and distrust of authority often lead to clashes with other party members. She values power and survival above all else, frequently encouraging the Warden to make pragmatic choices, even at the expense of others. Despite this, Morrigan's knowledge and skills prove invaluable. Among the many revelations in Morrigan's story, the discovery of Flemeth's Black Grimoire is perhaps one of the most personal and impactful. During her travels with the Warden, Morrigan uncovers the ancient tome, which contains a shocking secret. Flemeth, her seemingly invincible mother, has survived for centuries by possessing the bodies of her daughters. Morrigan realizes she is meant to be the next vessel for Flemeth's continued existence. This discovery forces Morrigan to confront the complex and fraught relationship she has with her mother. On one hand, Flemeth's teachings have shaped Morrigan into a powerful and independent individual. On the other hand, her mother's manipulations and plans for possession reveal a deep betrayal. Morrigan pleads with the Warden to confront and slay Flemeth, a request that underscores her desperation to control her own destiny. The outcome of this quest has a profound impact on Morrigan. If the Warden agrees and kills Flemeth, Morrigan gains both a sense of freedom and a newfound vulnerability. If the Warden refuses, however, the betrayal further strains their relationship, and Morrigan's fear of her mother's power remains an unresolved shadow over her journey. Morrigan's potential romance with the Warden adds another layer of complexity to her character. Unlike traditional romantic arcs, Morrigan approaches relationships with caution and pragmatism, shaped by her isolated upbringing and Flemeth's harsh teachings. She is wary of emotional connections, seeing them as fleeting and potentially dangerous. Yet she cannot entirely suppress her curiosity and desire for genuine companionship. Romancing Morrigan often involves agreeing with her pragmatic views or understanding her fascination with power and survival. She appreciates strength and independence, but resists overt vulnerability. Through shared experiences, the Warden can begin to break down Morrigan's defences, revealing glimpses of a more vulnerable and caring side beneath her guarded exterior. If the Warden pursues a romantic relationship, Morrigan's character evolves in subtle, yet significant ways. Despite her initial resistance, she begins to open up about her fears, her ambitions, and her past, allowing the Warden to see a side of her that few others ever witness. This romance also deepens the weight of her controversial proposal, the Dark Ritual. As the fight against the Blight reaches its climax, Morrigan presents the Warden with one of the most controversial choices in the game. The Archdemon, the Blight's leader, can only be slain by a Grey Warden at the cost of the Warden's life. However, Morrigan offers an alternative, a ritual in which she conceives the child with the Grey Warden. The unborn child would absorb the Archdemon's soul, sparing the Warden's life, and creating a being with the potential for immense power. The choice to accept or reject the ritual carries heavy implications. If rejected, Morrigan abandons the group, enraged by their refusal. If accepted, the ritual binds her fate to the Grey Warden. This ritual highlights Morrigan's pragmatic nature and her willingness to wield ancient magic for survival and power. Following the Blight's defeat, Morrigan mysteriously disappears, leaving behind a world forever altered by her actions and a child with an uncertain future. Her motives remain ambiguous. Was she seeking to preserve her life, ensure survival, or fulfill her own arcane ambitions? The unanswered questions surrounding Morrigan and the child add to the mystery of her character. Morrigan's story is one of profound influence, both on the events during the Fifth Blight and the world of Thedas as a whole. Her pursuit of ancient magic, her strained relationship with Flemeth, and her controversial choices leave a lasting impact on Ferelden. The child born of the Dark Ritual, should the Warden choose that path, becomes a symbol of untapped potential and power, a lingering thread in the tapestry of the Dragon Age saga. Morrigan's journey is a blend of survival, ambition, and mystery. From her isolated upbringing in the wilds to her pivotal role in Ferelden's fight against the Blight, her story is filled with intrigue and moral dilemmas. The choices surrounding Morrigan, whether to trust her, follow her advice, or accept her ritual, leave an indelible mark on the world of Thedas.